Okay, fellas, way to come out with a real sense of urgency, rising to the occasion. I like what I'm seeing.
You guys came to play today. What a job shutting them down with our D and running our own offense with precision. I love the focus I'm seeing. Now I'll give credit where credit is due. We've taken very good care of the basketball. Turnovers were scarce, and we need to keep it that way. And I'm taking the shackles off of you offensively. Let's open this up. Get the ball up the court as quickly as possible and see if they can keep up with us.
This game isn't just about today. We get this win, we build momentum for the rest of the playoffs. Our train will be rolling.
Knicks fans, these are your Knicks City Dancers.
Welcome back to our coverage of the NBA Eastern Conference Final as we get things started once again. You look at Freak in this game, he has been everywhere.
It's been about his ability to just lock down the opponent from a defensive standpoint. A lot of shots also being blocked.
That reach he's shown, Greg, has certainly been fantastic in getting to some of these shots. I mean, he looks like he's got telescopic arms out there.
On the court for Cleveland, LeBron and Love are the talented pair at the forward position. Kyrie Irving and J.R. Smith at the guard set. And it's Verjao in at the pivot spot, manning the middle. And that one's good.
He is on fire from behind the arc.
Yeah, it seems like all of his points are coming from deep, Greg.
Here's Irving, the rejection by Paul. They get it back. Verjao's shot is good. The Knicks leading by 21. Outside Anthony. Paul for three. That's in there. Anthony with the assist. Anthony's got 3 assists tonight.
That's far too good a look to give them from behind the arc.
3 of their last 5 makes come from beyond the arc. The defense has to react quicker.
Takes the 13-footer. James misses.
That's one he knows he should have drained.
Ball outside for the 3. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
And they clearly are just destroying this group right now from the three-point line.
Yeah, and the defense knows it. I mean, they are fully stretched out trying to stop the three-point shot and still haven't been able to do it.
Verjao's shot is good.
Well, we've seen that movie a few times, haven't we? An easy bucket in the paint.
Well, listless and lifeless at the defensive end. I mean, especially inside. They've really got to pick up that interior defense.
Let's take this chance now to show you the list of the postseason scoring leaders. Freak, number 1. And, of course, LeBron James.
And whether it's been attacking off the bounce or pulling up, both these guys have been lighting it up.
Cannon kicks to Paul. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
All these open threes they're giving up have really been the driving force of this run.
And the points are starting to add up in a hurry, especially when you're giving up those looks from deep.
Pick by Verjao. Irving. And there's another one for the Cavaliers.
You can't afford to give him that kind of a look.
Well, you know, he came off a good screen, but still, as a defender, you got to do a better job of fighting over and through that.
Paul for 3. It's rebounded by Cleveland.
But only the first miss of the second half. They've come out here with authority.
Kicks it to Smith from deep. Shot is off. Now the Knicks take it the other way. Just under 2.5 minutes into the third quarter now. A shot by Paul. Nobody around. Drains it from beyond the arc.
And you know what? This guy is just a natural-born scorer.
Irving with it. 12 points for him. Here's Love, and he takes the feed in stride and slams it home.
Clearly, he's one of the best there is in the business when it comes to making that lead pass.
Cannon, the pass to Paul. The tray. And the Knicks hit again from deep.
That's a dozen straight points coming off the triple.
Yeah, Greg, you know, they're having free reign from beyond the arc. The defense is just not there.
Smith, no good.
And he's really having all sorts of problems with his jumper right now.
Yeah, big time. I mean, the words that come to mind, ice and cold and disappearing stroke, all would apply.
That's a 2 from Paul, and there's another one for the Knicks. Just over 3.5 minutes through the third quarter of play now. Here's Love, and he makes no mistake on the slam dunk.
Boy, he is such a ridiculous dunker.
High riser, no doubt about it.
Goodness, I mean, you've come to expect plays like that from him, and folks, that never gets old.
Paul for three, and the shot is good.
Wow. What can you say?
Cleveland's gone 0 of 2 from deep to start things here in the second half. And the foul called on Freak. That'll be his second foul of the game. Festus Ezeli, he's checked in for Lopez. Then for the Cavaliers, Biyombo is checked in for Varejao. And it's Iman Shumpert in for Smith. And it's Shumpert penetrating. There's the killer two-handed slam.
You know the coach drew up a nice play when you get an easy dunk on the inbounds pass.
They double him with Shumpert. Paul for three. There's the bucket. Good.
That's a weapon they've been allowed to use at will today.
Yeah, the defense struggling to take that away from him.
Irving kicks to Love. There's the screen. Irving drives in. That falls. Great assist by Love. 14 points for Kyrie Irving.
That makes it 10 of their last 12 points coming from inside the painted area.
And really something that the defense has to address.
And it's Paul missing.
Boy, but he was close, Kevin, to making the defense pay for lackadaisical coverage there.
Yeah, you may not be as lucky next time down if you're the defense. You cannot allow him to get those kinds of looks.
They're doing their best to erase the deficit here with some smart passes and some good shooting. I mean, those two things go hand in hand. If you're going to make shots, then the passes have to be on target and on time.
Jones dishes to Paul. From outside the arc. No good. Shumpert with some nice D.
Hey, they got the shot they wanted off of that pick, but it just doesn't fall.
Yeah, it didn't go down, but you'll take that shot every single time, Greg. That's good offense.
Anthony kicks to Jones. Paul with the ball. He's picked up by James. New York, no good that time either.
Got a good look, though. I thought that was going to go down.
Yeah, the D, though, just enough to bother the rhythm on that one, Clark.
You can see that they're not as aggressive from the three-point arc. They had far more attempts in the first half.
They can't guard us on the perimeter. Let's spread the floor and isolate up top. Spacing, fellas. Spacing.
And a new group in for the Knicks. Samuel Dallenberg. He's checked in for Festus Ezeli. Porzingis comes in for Jones. Derek Williams, he checked in for Anthony. And it's a Flalo in for Cannon. Cleveland also making some changes. Mozgov comes in for Biyombo. And it's Thompson in for Kevin Love. Here's Paul. That one's off. Still out of sync.
You know what? You just cannot get much better of a look than that.
Exactly. I mean, no way you expect him to miss that shot.
The 3 quarters of play all in the books. And this one all but over already. New York ahead, running away with it. And we're rolling here again with the 4th quarter. Might not come down to the wire, but you never know. He's checked in for the Knicks. Paul comes in for Aaron Aflalo. Cleveland also making some changes. Biyombo, he's checked in for Iman Shumpert. LeBron comes in for Harris. And Irving subbed in for Matthew Dellavedova. Paul in at 2-guard. Porzingis is out there with Festus Ezeli. Then there's Grant, and it's Williams at the small forward position. So that's who's on the floor for the Knicks.
He can be a forgotten man in their offense sometimes, but the D still has to keep an eye on him.
And they can just dribble the ball until the buzzer.
Yeah, exactly. They got to be happy with the outcome here.
Elated, you're right. The shot's good from Paul.
The fans are just loving what's going on here tonight. A really good win for the home team.
It sure is. I mean, they kept this crowd in the game, gave them plenty to cheer about, and really used that home court advantage to their advantage.
And taken away by Paul. The 17-footer. And that one drops.
I don't want to say they're trying to run up the score here, but they do keep adding to the lead.
Well, I know you don't want to say it, but I will, partner. I mean, they're trying to run the score up here. It's plain and simple. They're trying to throw salt all in that wound.
The 2K Sports post-game show.
Thank you, Kevin. And now we get a chance to present our Jordan Player of the Game, Freak. An absolutely astounding and historic night for him here in this game. He was simply unstoppable in what can only be described as a masterful performance.
Starting out the series, this is a huge win to go up 1-0. He gave them the energy and effort they needed. Huge performance, and what a time to do it. If he can keep up this effort, Ernie, boy, oh boy, oh boy.
Ernie, that is the definition of domination. He took them to school tonight in every possible way. I know there's 10 players on the court, but I only noticed one.
And that's a wrap. For Shaq, Kenny the Jet, Kevin Harlan, and the entire 2K Sports crew, I'm Ernie Johnson. We'll see you for more of the NBA Conference Finals as the series continues. Good night, everybody.